money, of course, is merely a technology by which we transport value over time and space. And without it, our species would have to consume in the present everything that it produces. Most species do. They have to eat what they kill right away, lest it be stolen or spoiled. Sure, squirrels can squirrel away a little bit, a good habit the government should learn from, but most species have to use it or lose it. We developed a technology that would allow two people who are exchanging things to go ahead with their exchange, even if each did not have the ability to supply the other with something that the other wanted. They could simply use this technology called money in order to transport the value between each other across time and around different geographies.
I thought that was interesting. I watched more than just that minute. You can find it easily. It's a very interesting speech on money as a technology. I never thought of it that way. How money has changed over time and how we should protect money from being devalued. I enjoyed the speech. I saw it, actually, because it was tweeted by Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter. Jack's pretty smart. He's interested in finances, and he retweeted Pierre Poilievre. So yeah, it's true. Pierre Poilievre goes around the media. Partly because there's not 1 in 100 journalists in Ottawa who understand money or monetary policy or inflation or the devaluation of a currency or anything smart like that. I mean, come on. I mean, you've got the left-wing bias to deal with, sure, but I think bigger than that sometimes is ignorance. Out of the hundreds of journalists that cover Parliament Hill, how many do you think truly understand economics more than just like a first-year college student mumbling about Karl Marx or how, well, real socialism just hasn't been tried yet? So good for Poilievre. And by the way, here's the short video that was attached to his tweet just for context.
I'm undefeated in 7 consecutive elections in a big Ontario multicultural city. That's because I don't try to go through the liberal media to get my message out. I'll go around them. I deliver my message to millions of people through social media that we're seeing in the tens of thousands who've been coming out to my rallies, people who have never voted Conservative before in their lives. Secondly, I win because I campaign on our strengths. And our biggest strength right now is that we are the low-tax, low-inflation party that will make your dollar go far enough to buy a home, afford groceries, and fuel up your car. That's why it's important that we have a leader with an impeccable track record on taxes and the cost of living. We can't elect someone who has a record of raising taxes. I've been cutting taxes, fighting inflation, and empowering the working class my entire life, and we'll win an election with that message. Thank you.
So that's a campaign ad, really. As you know, he's running for the Conservative Party of Canada leader. His comment about not raising taxes, I think that was a bit of a jab at Jean Charest and Patrick Brown, both of whom are happy carbon taxers. But Rachel Gilmore, a journalist with Global News, seemed to take it a little bit personally when he said go around the media. She replied on behalf of her team. It felt like her team being the media. She said, never let any politician tell you that going around the media as a whole allows them to speak more clearly to you. It allows them to speak unchallenged, not the same thing. Hang on. Now, she doesn't appear to like the fact that Poilievre wants to talk to people directly. She says it makes it less clear or something. She says it's not true that it's more clear. How is that possible? I mean, how does that even work as an idea? If you hear directly from anyone, a politician, how could their message be unclear or at least less clear than if you had a media filter, a middleman? That's literally what the word media means. It's the plural of the word medium, which is Latin for middle. It is a Latin word, in fact. How can hearing someone directly be less clear than hearing from them via a middleman? Now, a politician might lie, he might deceive, he might need to be rebutted or corrected. That's all true. But then say that, because that's what Rachel Gilmore actually meant. She didn't mean that she was capable of or even interested in reporting what Poilievre said, even more clearly than how Poilievre said it. Poilievre's a clear speaker. What she meant was she really needs to be there in her mind to help you interpret Poilievre. There's nothing with him being unclear. She has to be there to correct Poilievre, to rebut him, to challenge him for you. She used that word because apparently you can't do that for yourself. You'll be helpless without her deep wisdom. And of course you can trust her. I mean, she's not going to add in her own agenda. But I immediately thought, Pierre Poilievre has a good-sized platform on social media. He has 380,000 followers on Twitter alone, for example. That's about the same size as Rebel News has. But Trudeau has more than 6 million followers on Twitter. And Trudeau is a master of photo ops and video ops and social media statements. He very rarely has genuine, in-person, extended, unscripted press conferences where reporters can ask him questions at length and follow up. And even on those rare occasions where he does do those, he strictly limits which reporters are even allowed in. I mean, he had police frog march our former reporter, Cian Bexty, out of a press conference just because he didn't like the look of him.
Sorry? I'm going to ask you to review pictures right now.
You want to review my pictures?
If you don't show me, I'm going to ask you to escort you out.
I'm not showing you my pictures, man.
Okay.
This isn't Hong Kong.
Okay, let's go. You're not welcome on this site.
I'm actually,
I am.
First, let me in.
No, I'm telling you, being in charge of the site, you're not welcome. Okay? I'm going to ask you to leave, or we'll be escorting out.
I don't have an intention to leave. I want to ask
Do you have a car here?
questions. Sorry, what?
Do you have a car here, or did you walk in?
I walked in.
Okay, let's go.
Are you going to arrest me?
I'm going to escort you out.
So he's not arresting me.
Okay, let's go.
Don't touch me.
I will. Go. Not welcome on this side. Okay. I warned you.
This is Ottawa, Canada, 2020, when Justin Trudeau is having his RCMP throw out a journalist for no reason, because I wouldn't show him my phone.
Trudeau literally had his bodyguards beat up David Menzies just on sight.
I'm on a side. What is this? I'm on a sidewalk. I am on a side. What is this? You cannot touch me. No rushing over. Hey.
That was an excerpt from my daily TV-style show called The Ezra Levant Show. Each weekday, I do a monologue on the news of the day. Then I interview a fascinating guest. I read some fan mail or hate mail, depends on which I like more. And we end with a video of the day. You can get it all at rebelnewsplus.com.